Hi, everyone, and welcome to another class with me, Stephanie, here at Linguistiko. This class is the ED ending class. So we will be talking about words that end with ED. They could be simple past tense, words in the simple past tense, or past participle. Okay, we're going to be talking about the pronunciation of these words specifically because many non-native English speakers struggle with correctly pronouncing these words, and that is because words that end with ed actually could possibly have 3 different pronunciations at the end. And so we're going to get into that. Why are they pronounced differently? How do I know how to pronounce it? So this class is for intermediates to advanced students, intermediate to advanced students, just because the concepts are a little bit complicated, and I will be talking a little bit quickly. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting class, and we're going to learn a lot today and practice it. And once we get the hang of it, we can practice making sentences and doing a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so the ed ending. Have you ever noticed that? Hi, Sasha, how are you?
Oh,
Hi, Sasha, do you hear me?
yes, I'm still joining. Hello again.
Great. Welcome back. So this is the ED ending class, and we are going to be talking about words that end in ED. Now, these words could be in the simple past tense or in past participle form. So have you realized that words that end with ED have different pronunciations at the end?
Yes, it's sometimes like the T, sometimes it's like D sound.
Mm-hmm.
D and T.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. And do you know why that is?
I don't know.
Okay, well, that's fine because that's what I'm going to be teaching today. So if you knew why, then there would be no point to you being in this class. So it's okay, don't worry. So I'm going to use the group chat a lot right now while I teach the concepts to you, and then I'm going to share my screen and we have a chart that we will be practicing from, okay? So first, I'm going to write some words, okay? Just look at them for now. Just look at them. Good. Okay, so go ahead and read these 4 words.
Needed, wanted, walked, played.
Good, good. Okay, so you read them perfectly. So now we're going to talk about the different sounds. In the first 2 words, the ending is id, okay? It looks like, it sounds like, I'm sorry, id, okay? So need, id. Want, id. Okay, the ed ending is id, and it makes another syllable. Need becomes needed. Just a second. Hello, Hema? Hi, Hema, do you hear me? Hello, welcome to class. Hema, do you hear me?
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Hema, are you the Hema that has always been doing classes with me?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay, I recognized your voice. You have a new picture. Is that you?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Because I normally recognize the students by the picture that they have, and since it was a new picture, I wasn't sure if it was you. Welcome to class.
thank you.
We just got started. So, Hema, have you done this class with me already, the ED ending?
No, it's the first time.
Okay. Good. Okay, good. We just got started, so I'm just going to back up a little bit. The words that end in ed, they could have three different endings, three different sounds at the end, okay? So we're going to study these types of words, and we are going to learn why they have the three different sounds at the end and how to know the correct pronunciation just by looking at the word, okay? So I had written 4 words. Do you see the 4 words that I wrote or no in the group chat? You might not. Let me put them again.
No.
Okay, now do you see them?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
could you pronounce these words for us, please?
Okay. Needed, wanted, walked, played.
Good. Okay, good. Okay, so each one of these words, actually not each one, the first 2, they end with id, and then the next one is walked, and the last one is played. Okay, so there's 3 different endings going on, and the first ending is ID, needed. So now I've caught you up to everything that I went over with Sasha. So, okay, now we're a group again, you guys, and we're going to continue this lesson all together, okay? So everyone please mute your microphone, and then when it is your turn to talk, you can unmute it, and that way we will have a nice class without any feedback. So Sasha, I'm going to mute yours. There we go. And then when it's time for you to talk, go ahead and unmute, okay? Okay, so let's go again. Okay, so let's first look at the words needed and wanted. What you will notice is that before they were put in the past tense or the past participle tense with the ed, the word had 1 syllable. Oh, okay. Are you able to unmute your mic now, Sasha?
Sorry to interrupt you. Yes, I do not use in Google Hangouts button. I use it on my physical button on my microphone.
Oh,
It's more
I get it.
convenient.
Yes, okay, I didn't understand. Okay, sorry.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay. Okay, so here we go. Where was I? Where was I? Okay, I'm focused again. Here I am. Okay, so needed and wanted. When the word was by itself, it was need and want. Okay, it was 1 syllable. Need and want. Now when we added the ed, something happened. It became needed, wanted. Okay, and so this is the first ending that we are going to analyze. It's the id sound ending, okay, id, need, id, want, id. Basically, the rule is if the word ends, okay, I will write this. If the word ends in T or B, you will use the, I type a little slow, ID ending. Okay, so this is the first rule, and it kind of makes things easier because you just have to look, does the word end in T or D? If it does, you say id, needed, wanted. If it doesn't, don't say id because you are pronouncing the word incorrectly. And some people, they don't know the rules, and so maybe they say walked. Like instead of saying I walked to the park, they say I walked to the park. They add an extra syllable. And in English, um, you're not just changing the sound, you're adding a syllable. Instead of walked, that's 1 syllable. Walked. I walked to the park. You're saying I walked to the park. So you're not just changing the sound, you're changing the syllable. That's 2 things. And a native English speaker probably won't even understand what you're saying because it sounds so different. You know, if somebody says walk instead of walk, we still understand because it's pretty much the same thing. Or if someone says walked instead of walked, that's still very similar, so no problem. But if you say walked instead of walked, it's a huge problem, okay? So first rule, if the word ends in T or D, it's going to be id at the end. So let's see if we can think of some words that end in T or D. So now I'm going to open up the conversation to you guys. So Sasha, Hema, what words do you guys know that we could put in the past tense or past participle form that end with ed? I mean, sorry, that end with T or D. We have need, then we have want.
That sounds with ed or just d and t.
No, that words, verbs that end with T or D. So Hema said cheat. Good job. So in the past tense, it would be cheated. 1 second, you guys. I need some water. I normally don't drink water in class, but you probably hear my voice sounds not so good. That's because I was a little sick, so I'm getting better. Anyhow, verbs that end with T or D. Cheat, good. So cheat would become cheated. Wait, the word wait. Wait would become weighted. Okay? Good. So is this making sense?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So let's move on to rule number 2. For rule number 2 and rule number 3, you guys have to know the difference between voiced and unvoiced sounds, okay? So before I even tell you the rules, let's talk about voiced and unvoiced sounds. First of all, Sasha, do you know what this means?
Cheat, yes. When you
No. Voiced, no. Voiced, voiced and unvoiced sounds.
No, I don't know
Okay,
what it is.
that's okay. I'm going to teach you right now. I just want to see if anyone knows. Hema, do you know what these are?
Maybe I know.
I don't know.
Okay, so nobody knows. That's okay, you guys. So this has to do with the way we use our throat and our tongue and the air that we breathe for speaking, okay? So I want you guys to make the sound M, M, okay? You, you can do it with your microphone off. That's fine. M. When you make this sound, you should feel a vibration right here. Do you guys feel the vibration? M.
Yes.
Good. Hema, do you feel the vibration?
Yeah.
Good. This is because your vocal cords are working. They're vibrating really fast, and you're feeling the vibration. So this is a voiced sound. Your vocal cords are creating a noise here, okay? So M is voiced. What other letters in the English alphabet are voiced? Let's do consonants, okay? No vowels. Let's not do vowels because vowel sounds change and consonants pretty much don't. So who can give me an example of another voiced letter, voiced sound?
N.
N, good. N is voiced.
I
N,
think I know it.
yes.
Unvoiced, it will be P.
Exactly, exactly. So now let's try that. Make the P sound. Okay? A lot of people go puh like that, but no, that's actually not the sound that P makes. The sound P makes is puh, 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 and it's just air that you're like squishing out of your mouth, okay? So P is unvoiced. P is unvoiced because the vocal cords are relaxed. They don't vibrate. They're relaxed, and they let the air go through, and you make the sound. It's actually not really a sound that you're making. You're just, it's like stopping. You're actually stopping the sound, and then you're stopping air, and then you're throwing air out of your mouth, okay? So when you go like this, you're stopping air. And then when you do that, you're throwing it out of your mouth in a certain way, okay, by throwing your bottom lip out. Okay, so P is unvoiced. Okay, what other letter is unvoiced?
S, maybe C.
Good. You're right. S is unvoiced. Okay, what about B? Who can tell me? Is B voiced or unvoiced?
I know, maybe Emma.
Emma, do you think B is voiced or unvoiced?
B is unvoiced. You said that.
No, P is unvoiced for sure. But the sound B makes is B, B. You can see my throat moving. Look, B, B. Not very attractive. But yeah, when my throat moves like that, and when you feel the vibration, it's definitely voiced. So B is voiced. And I'm probably not going to have a voice at the end of the day. Okay. So now we know the difference between voiced and unvoiced sounds, okay? So let's move on. So what is rule number 2? Rule number 2 has to do with the ending of a word, okay? So the word walk, let's write this, walk. It ends in a K. Is K voiced or unvoiced? K, k, k. What do you guys think? Is the letter K?
I think unvoiced.
Yes, K is unvoiced. So the rule goes like this. If the word ends with an unvoiced letter, the ED, just a second you guys, the ED ending is pronounced like a T. Okay? So that's why you have walked with ed, you have the T at the end. Walked. Like that. Walked. Okay? So if any word ends with an unvoiced letter, the ed will always be the T ending. So let's get some examples. What other words end with an unvoiced letter?
With unvoiced?
Yeah.
Pack, to pack. Something.
Pack. Yeah. So if I say I packed my bags,
Yes.
it's packed with a T. Good. Okay, so now the third rule that is left, if it doesn't have to do with, I mean, if we talked about voiced and unvoiced, then, I mean, logically, we're going to talk now about voiced sounds. Okay, so if a word ends with a voiced sound, like the word play, play. Okay, the y at the end, it vibrates my throat, or my throat vibrates, so it's a voiced sound. Okay, so since it's voiced, I'm going to add a hard D sound at the end. D. Hard D. Not a soft D, not like a little D or something, because if the D is too soft, it sounds like a T, and we don't want that. Okay, so played, okay, the word is played with a really hard D. Okay, so Hema, try that. Say played.
Played.
Good. Okay, now Hema, say walked.
Played.
Good. Now say walked.
Walked.
Good. Now say waited.
Waited.
Very good. Okay, Sasha, try this. Played.
Played.
Walked.
Walked.
Waited.
Waited.
Good. Okay,
I have a
now,
question.
yeah, go ahead.
About waited. At the end, unvoiced T, but we pronounce it
Exactly. Look,
with
remember the first rule, it says T or D. And if you notice, just like you observed, very good, the T is unvoiced. And the D, that's voiced, okay? But listen to this. The other two words, one of them has a T ending, and one of them has a D ending. So for unvoiced sounds, they have a T ending. But you can't say wait. Does that make sense? One is
yes, yes.
walked
Hmm.
and one is waited because you can't say wait. And
Yes.
likewise, with the D, you can't say where needed. You have to say, that's why we have the id ending, the special rule. But it makes things easier because you see, oh, it's a T or it's a D, okay, so id. Good. Okay, so thank you, by the way, for asking the question. I really appreciate when students ask questions because that's what I'm here for, to help. Okay, so these are the 3 basic rules. I'm going to repeat them one more time quickly just so we understand, because one thing is understanding it and then another thing is practicing it. So we're going to go to practice in just a second. Okay, the first rule, if a word ends with T or D, you're going to add id, and the word will become something like needed or wanted, and you add an extra syllable. With the other 2 rules, you don't make an extra syllable. Walk becomes walked. It's still one syllable. However, then the next 2 rules have to do with voiced and unvoiced sounds. If the sound at the end of a letter is unvoiced, you're going to add a T sound to the ending for ed. Okay, so walked. Okay, then if the sound at the end is voiced, like in the word play, then you're going to add a hard D sound, played, at the end of the word. Okay, those are the 3 rules. Okay, so now comes the little test, you guys, and I get a little break from talking. It's said that a person has really learned something when they are able to teach it. So if you're able to teach something, it means you've actually learned it and assimilated it into your brain, okay, and you get it. So I want to see if you guys can teach this back to me now. You don't have to teach for 20 minutes like I did. Just tell me the 3 rules. What are the 3 rules? And you could use the same examples, waited, needed, walked, and played. Use the same words, but just tell me the rules and explain how this works. And that way I'll see if you were able to understand. So Sasha, let's start with you.
Okay, I'll try. When verb ends with unvoiced sound like B or M, and we add uh, uh, D sound for the past. But if a verb ends with T or D, we add um, uh, add with additional
Syllable.
syllable.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, weighted. If even T is unvoiced, we still have to pronounce it. We have to add at the end D sound. What did I miss?
The unvoiced. Walk.
Yes, if a verb ends with unvoiced sound like T or C, we for the past we add T sound without E, like walked.
Good job. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You got it. Okay, Hema, it's your turn. Can you please try and explain the 3 rules to me?
Okay. First one, the verb ends with um, voiced letter like um, plan. We add the end D, planned. The second one, when the verb ends with unvoiced letter like K, walk. We add the T sound, walked. The third one, when the verb ends with the vowel, like play, we add the sound D, played. That's it.
Good. Okay, you guys. Sounds like you pretty much got the hang of this. So now I'm going to share my screen, and I have a special chart that I'm going to share with you guys, okay? So 1 second. Okay. So here's the chart. I hope you can see it well. I will zoom in a little bit. But basically it says, at the top, it says word, and then the ending, and then the pronunciation. So let me do the first one. These are ones we did already. Walked is the word. The ending is a K in the regular verb, walk, and the K is unvoiced. So it has a T pronunciation at the end. And if you look down this chart, it could have a T, a D, or an ID. Okay? Okay, so the next one is played. It has a Y, which is voiced, so the ending is a D. The third one is weighted. Okay, now the ending is the special T ending. Okay, we have special T ending or a special D ending, and so therefore we know it's ID. Okay, so now we're going to take turns. You guys are going to help me go through this chart, and we're going to go through all of these words. So just like I did, I said the word is walked, the ending is K, it's unvoiced, and so it has a T sound at the end. I'm explaining this word, and I'm breaking it down. So I want you guys to try that. So for example, Hema. Take the word managed, for example. When manage is by itself, it ends with E, but the E is silent, right? So the sound at the end of manage is that G, and G is voiced. So since it's voiced, managed ends with a hard D sound. So everything I just said, try and say it in your own words. Say the word is managed, and this is the ending, and this is why. Try it.
Okay, the word managed. Um, okay, manage ends with E, which is silent. So it actually ends with G. G is voiced, so we add the sound D. So we
Good,
pronounce
yeah.
it managed.
Good. Actually, I want to help you a little bit with the pronunciation. Listen to the way I say it, okay? Managed. Try that. Managed.
Okay, managed.
There you
Manage.
go. Managed. And yeah, work on making a very hard D sound. Good. Okay, Sasha, it's your turn. The word is called.
Okay. Call. The word call has L voice L letter at the end. It is L. L. It's voiced sound. So therefore, for past we pronounced we add a D sound at the end, called.
Very good. Okay, Hema, it's your turn again. Missed.
Okay. The verb miss ends with s letter which is unvoiced. So we add the end t uh, to be missed.
Good. See that it's getting easier? You're getting faster. Awesome. Okay, Sasha, happened.
Happened. The word happen has at the end of its word n letter. It's voiced sound. So for past we add at the end D sound.
Very good. Okay, laughed, Hema.
Okay. The verb laugh ends with gh. We pronounce it as f. Gh is unvoiced. Um, so when we add when we add ed, it become laughed with adding with adding t
Good
sound.
job. Yeah, and I especially like that you clarified that the GH makes the F sound because I didn't even write that and you said it. So very good. Very good. Okay, Sasha, crossed.
Crossed cross word has S and voiced sound. So for verb we add, or for past we add at the verb T sound.
Good. Okay. Hema, crushed.
Okay, the verb crush ends with sh, was considered is unvoiced. So we add the t sound to be crushed.
Good. Okay, now we're going to start something new, you guys. We're going to do the same thing, but instead of doing one word, each person will do two words. So I'm going to give an example with happened and laughed. So I'm going to say, okay, so we have two words here, happened and laughed. And happened has an N at the end, which is voiced, so it ends with a hard D at the end. However, laughed has a GH, which sounds like an F, and that is unvoiced, so it ends with a T. So one is happened and the other one is laughed. And so rather than doing one word, I am comparing two words. Okay? So maybe your comparison, maybe both of the words will be voiced, or maybe they will both be unvoiced, or maybe they will be different. So it just depends on the chart, but now you are going to compare. So we did crushed already. Did we do crushed?
No.
Okay, so Sasha, please do a comparison between crushed and delayed.
Okay. Crush has ash on unvoiced sound at the end that consists S and H, and for past we have to add T at the end of the word. Sorry, what was second word?
That's okay. So crushed and delayed.
Delay, we have
A Y.
a Y, a letter at the end of delay, and this voiced sound. So we have to, for past, we have to add at the end D sound. Delayed.
Good job. Good job. Okay, and by the way, on crushed, we call that an SH. The SH sound. Yeah, we call it the SH sound.
Okay,
And it makes a sh like that. Sh. Good. Okay, so we did crushed and delayed. Hema, please do dated and pronounced.
Okay. The verb date ends with e letter, which is silence letter. So actually, in pronouncing it, it ends with t, which is special ending. So we add the sound d to be dated. The second verb pronounce ends with e, which is silence letter two. When pronouncing it, it ends with the c letter. The c letter is unvoiced letter, so we add t sound to be pronounced.
Good, good. And by the way, I just wanted to let you guys know that dated, for example, when you pronounce it well, it's dated. But a lot of people in English, you'll notice they don't pronounce the T very well, and they'll say dated. It sounds like D-A-D, dated, like that. Day. It sounds like the word day and then the word did. Day did. Okay? So I teach the correct pronunciation, but then I also tell you how you will hear it in English, because if you want to try and sound more like a native speaker, you might want to say dated instead of dated. But I also want you to know the clear pronunciation, okay? Because we tend to use the pronunciation like dated if the, how do I say this? If we're in an informal situation, like they dated for 15 years. But if you are, I don't know, reading something in front of a group of people, you would probably say dated like that. It's more formal. Good. Okay. Okay, Sasha, followed and described.
Followed and describe at the end has have voiced sounds. So for verb, for past tense, we have to add at the end of the word d sound.
Sorry. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Described and followed. That's it.
Okay. When you said described, what did you say at the end? You said followed? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, do you mean the same, like the same thing? I'm sorry, I got confused.
Me too. I don't know what.
Okay, that's okay. Let's move on because the list is very long, as you guys can see, and I want to do another activity now because if not, this is just going to get too boring, and I don't want it to get boring. I just wanted us to practice speaking and explaining something grammar related, so you guys are doing good. Okay, so now we're going to do something different. First of all, does anybody have a question on any of the words so far? Do you guys know the words that that I have here? Do you know all the words, or was there a word that you saw that you don't know?
It's clear for me.
It's clear? Okay. Good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to practice making some sentences. We're going to use this. We're going to do a little bit here looking at the chart, and then I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'll just tell you a word and you have to use it in a sentence. But first let's look at this. So married. Hema, can you use this in a sentence, please?
Mm, well, okay. Jack married Anna 2 years ago.
Good job. Okay, limited. Sasha, please use this in a sentence.
Admission at the club was limited.
Oh, good. Admission at the club was limited. Good. Failed, Hema.
I failed to help my friend.
I failed to help my friend. Good. Placed, Sasha.
I placed my cat on the table.
I placed a good. Reduced, Hema.
I I don't know.
Okay, no problem. You can say pass and I'll do it for you. Okay, so you passed?
What?
Reduced. I said if for now and in the future, if you want, you can say I pass, and that means I can't do it or I don't know how. Could you do it or could somebody else do it? So you could say I pass or I need to
Okay.
pass, and that's just a nice way of saying help me. Okay, so you pass?
Yeah. Okay. I
Okay, there we go.
pass.
Okay, so reduced. They reduced the amount of meat in their diets. Good. Okay, pulled. Sasha.
My sister pulled my hair.
Good. Okay, so now what we're going to do with this big, long list that we have, this is the last activity that we are doing, and then we will finish the ED part of class early, and then we will just talk, you guys, because you've worked hard and you earn some talking time, and we'll just, not do this because I know it gets tiring after a while. Okay, so I zoomed my screen in a lot just because I don't want you guys to see the sound at the end. I just want you guys to pronounce it, okay? So I'm going to scroll down and let's start with Sasha. Sasha, I want you to read every single word as I scroll like this. Hopefully you see everything well. I'll go kind of slow. Oh, no. Just a second. So yeah, I'll scroll down the screen And you read the words to practice correctly reading the ending, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Walked, played, waited, managed, called, missed, happened, laughed, crossed, crushed, delayed, dated, pronounced, followed, described, married, limited, failed, placed, reduced, pulled, fixed, marked, liked, replied, repeated, invited, needed.
Good job. Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
You did it so fast. Was that it? Hang on, I can't believe that that was it. Yeah, it was. You did it really fast. Okay, so Hema, I'm going to do the same thing with you, okay? Here we go. And by the way, Sasha, you read every single word perfectly, beautifully.
Thank you.
Okay. Hema, let's do it. Read every word, okay?
Okay. Walked, played, waited, managed, called, missed,
Managed.
managed,
Good. I'll give you a sentence with that at the end. Okay.
happened, laughed, crossed,
Okay. Hema, you know what's happening is the ending of the word, I don't even hear it. It's almost like you're not pronouncing it, and I think this might have a little bit to do with your accent. So, and the language that you know and the way your mouth is used to moving, it makes it difficult for the listener to hear the ending of these words. So you need to focus extra hard in pronouncing them. So I'm going to go back up here to missed, and I want you to exaggerate the ending, okay? So say missed, happened, laughed. And I want you to really exaggerate the ending, because if you practice like this, then when you're speaking normally, it will come out correctly, okay? So exaggerate every single ending. Here we go.
missed, happened, laughed, crossed, crushed, delayed,
Delayed.
dated, delayed, dated, pronounced,
Pronounced.
pronounced, followed, described, married,
Married.
limited, married, limited, failed, placed, reduced, bold, fixed,
Fixed.
ma- fixed, market,
Marked.
liked, marked, liked, replied, repeated, invited, needed.
Good job. Okay. Okay, look, I'm going to stop sharing for a second. So I'm back, you guys. Hema, I'm sorry for making you work so hard. Oh, I'll have to leave in 10 minutes. I have to. Oh, he left. Okay. But Hema, sorry for making you work so hard, but I really want to help you with your pronunciation, because the better pronunciation that we have, the more people will understand us. And some people are, like, I guess you could say, lucky, because the language that they speak maybe the sounds that they use are similar to those in English, so then pronouncing sounds in English is not difficult. But it seems that the language that you know makes it a little bit more difficult to pronounce English sounds. And so that's why if I work really hard with you on this, over time we'll notice that your pronunciation becomes more and more perfect. So is
Yeah, yeah.
that okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Were you going to say something?
What?
I felt like you were going to say something. Did I interrupt you?
Uh, uh, yeah, well, my language is Arabic. It's so different from English. Um Spanish or many other language is have little similarity to English. So yeah, as you said, sometimes it's hard to pronounce some letters. I need to
Yeah.
practice for that.
Yeah. And like I said, when I told you, when I was like, Hema, no, pronounce the endings really strong, when I made you do that, you did just fine. But it's like something that you have to think about. You really have to think about it in order to do it. So basically what you need to do is to like consciously, not consciously practice, because when you practice you're conscious, but what I mean is you have to think about, okay, I tend to make this mistake, so I need to be present and really like work hard at reversing that. So I had one word, no, three words that I wanted to go over with you. First, managed, and then okay. So first of all, managed. I want you to watch my mouth while I do it. Okay? I'm gonna pronounce it. Managed. Managed. Okay, so now try that.
Managed.
Okay, you're adding the id ending, and it's not an id ending, it's a d. Managed. Managed. Like that. Managed.
Okay. Managed.
Okay, almost. Hey, Hema, don't worry about muting your microphone anymore. Just leave it on the whole time. That way we can speak quicklier to each other, because you are the only one in the class, so it's now kind of like a private lesson, and you get all of my attention, and we can just talk really fast to each other. So try this again. Managed.
Managed.
Okay. You're still adding a little bit of an I. You're saying manage it. So we need to take out the I. So let's separate it. Instead of saying managed, let's just separate it. Say manage.
Manage.
Good. Good. Now say d.
D.
Good. Now again, manage.
Manage.
D.
D.
Good. Now put it together. Managed.
Managed.
There you go. Perfect. Okay. So do the ending. Just do the ending. Go jd. Like that. Jd.
What?
Okay, sorry. The ending, sorry. Okay, listen. The word is managed. So the ending is jd, jd, managed. So now I want you to just to practice the ending. So say jd.
Jid.
Look, now it sounds like we're speaking French. Okay, again. Jd,
Jid.
jd. Trust me, it's worth it. It's worth it. You're never going to say this word wrong again. Okay, one more time. Managed is jd. Say that. Jd. Okay, I want to tell you, I'm really picking this apart right now. You said it right. You said it right already. I could have been like, okay, fine, he said it. But what happens is people say things right one time, but they have already said it wrong 100 times. So just because you say it right, oh, I punched my microphone. Just because you say it right one time doesn't mean you'll remember it. So I'm trying to really work so that you remember it. But if you want, we can move on to the other words because I've never heard you laugh so much in one class. And I'm probably embarrassing you a lot right now, and I'm sorry.
No, 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 not at all.
Okay. Okay, but anyhow, let's try it in a sentence and then let's go to the other words, okay? My sister, she manages apartments, okay? So we're gonna pretend it's in the past tense, and I'm gonna say my sister managed apartments. So now I want you to say that. My sister managed apartments. Do you pass?
Sorry, but I didn't hear you well. Please repeat that again.
Oh, sorry. I was giving you a sentence. My sister managed apartments.
Okay. Um, my sister managed.
You heard it this time, didn't you? Did you hear it?
Yeah, I think.
Because you
Mm,
stopped. You didn't finish the sentence. So did you stop because you realized you said it wrong?
something like that. I was laughing.
Okay, look, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stop with this word because I've killed it like 10 times already. It's dead. We need to stop. And you practice, okay? And the next time we have a class together, at some point in the class, you can like say a sentence with this word to like show me if you want to be subtle about it. Or if you are the first one in class or the last one to leave, you can say like, "Wait, Stephanie, let me show you," and show me the word, okay? And I want this is your homework. Look, on Linguistico, I'm not going to give you a lot of homework, just a little bit. But this is good, and you have to know that the only reason I'm going really hard with you right now is because I care. I care about you speaking well and pronouncing well and having that confidence, and I want people to understand you. Okay, so yes, this is for your well-being, your for everything. And then the other thing I wanted to show you on the words crushed and crossed. You pronounce them with your accent very strong. You like roll the R or something. You say like crushed. I don't know. I mean, it sounds nice, but it's not exactly how we say it. So I wanted to tell you that they're actually easier than they might appear. So the word crushed, for example, it starts with a k, so just say k like that. K. Do you hear? Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so I want I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
listen because I want to have you practice with me. So say k.
Okay.
Okay, now say cur. Cur.
Repeat.
Cur.
Cur.
It looks like this, yeah, like K-E-R. Cur. Okay, so that's what you're gonna say. You're gonna say cur, and then you're gonna say ushed. Can you say ushed?
Crushed.
Yeah, perfect. Crushed, like that. Now say crossed.
Crossed.
Cur. Yeah, exactly. So cur, ushed, cur, ost, crushed, and crossed. Okay, try both of them. Let me hear them.
Okay, crushed and crust.
Good. Does that sound different to you than the way you were saying it before?
Yeah,
You could
I
tell the
was saying.
difference?
Mm, well, I was saying crushed, and
Uh,
crust. So it's little different. Yeah,
It is,
crushed,
it is.
crust. Yeah.
Good. And you know, when you say it like that, I barely notice your accent. So in a way, right now we're doing accent reduction work. We're working to help you pronounce the word more like the natives pronounce it, more like I pronounce it. And that way your accent isn't as strong. Because, yeah, the people that speak your language, they tend to have very strong accents. And I think it's simply because they never really learned these tricks. And so when I give you this trick, like think of cur, like K-E-R, and when you see C-R, it'll help you say these words like crushed, crossed, crazy, um, all kinds of words that are like that. So this is your homework. You're going to practice managed, and you're going to practice crushed, crossed, and other words that start with CR, okay?
Okay.
Good. And every time I get a chance, if I hear something else we can work on, and if we have a moment, I'll give you another tip or hint or something, okay, to help you. But you speak very well. I don't want you to think that you speak horribly. I'm sorry. I don't think that, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much
Good.
for
And
your
come back to
care.
class.
Thank you.
Yeah, come back to class. Don't get scared and say, I'm never going to Stephanie's class again. Okay, so come back.
Sure, I will.
Okay, good. Okay, well, Helma, I have another class in a couple hours if you want to come, but if not, I'll see you later, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, have a good day, okay?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.